Hey guys, welcome to All Things English. Today's lesson is about the future perfect continuous tense, also known as the future perfect progressive tense. Now, like the future perfect tense, we use this tense to project ourselves forward in time to look back at a past action. But unlike the future perfect, we look back at a continuing action, at an action that's in progress. And though the name of this tense seems quite complicated and kind of long, knowing exactly how and when to use this tense is actually quite easy. So why don't we take a look at the name of this tense to find out how to use it. Future. This verb tense refers to an action that'll happen in the future. Perfect. Generally speaking, perfect verb tenses refer to completed actions. Continuous. Continuous verb tenses refer to actions that continue over a period of time or are in progress. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, we use the future perfect continuous tense when we're looking back to a past action from a future point in time. And this action could start in the past, in the present, or in the future. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're looking back at this action that's in progress from a further point in the future. And we want to emphasize the length or duration of the action. To put it simply, we use the future perfect continuous tense to emphasize the length or duration of an action from a future point in time. For example, try to imagine that you're on your way to the airport to pick up your girlfriend who's on her way home from her Christmas vacation. Her flight is arriving at 8 a.m., and you texted her before she boarded the plane that you'd be waiting for her at exactly 8 a.m. All of a sudden, you find yourself stuck in heavy traffic. You check the time and realize that it's already a quarter to 8. You then look out the window to assess the situation and calculate that at the rate the traffic is moving, instead of arriving at 8 a.m., you'll probably be really late and reach the airport at 10. So your girlfriend will have been waiting for 2 hours when you arrive to pick her up. Okay, so let's take a look at the timeline to make things clearer. At present, you're on your way to the airport to pick up your girlfriend who'll be arriving at 8 a.m. Unfortunately, you suddenly encounter a traffic jam. So now you've calculated that because traffic is moving at such a slow pace, instead of arriving at the airport at 8 a.m., you'll end up arriving at 10 a.m. So your girlfriend will have to wait 2 hours for you to pick her up at 10. Okay, so now, how do we form the future perfect continuous? The formula for the future perfect continuous tense is pretty simple and easy to remember. And you can check this table later on for the details, but to make it simple, it's subject plus will have been plus the present participle of a verb, which is the base form, plus ing. For negative sentences, we insert not between the first and second helping verbs. So, for example, she'll have been working all day becomes she will not have been working all day. We'll have been waiting too long becomes we will not have been waiting too long. For questions, we exchange the subject and the first helping verb. For example, you'll have been studying your lessons becomes will you have been studying your lessons? They'll have been waiting long becomes will they have been waiting long? For negative questions, we usually just insert not between the subject and the second helping verb. For example, will we not have been working for 8 hours? Or will you not have been living here for 2 years? But usually, when we express ourselves in the negative, we usually contract the first helping verb will and the word not. Will not becomes the contraction won't. For example, instead of saying, will we not have been working for 8 hours? We can say, won't we have been working for 8 hours? Or, will you not have been living here for 2 years? Becomes, won't you have been living here for 2 years? The tricky part is we can't uncontract won't and say, will not we have been working for 8 hours? This is wrong. When we use the future perfect continuous in speaking, especially, we often contract the subject and the first helping verb. So I will becomes I'll, you will becomes you'll, and so on. In negative sentences, we may contract the helping verb will and not, and that becomes won't. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Born and raised in central Argentina, Lionel Leo Messi relocated to Spain at the age of 13 to join Barcelona, for whom he made his competitive debut aged 17 in October of 2004. Fast forward to December of 2022, Leo Messi, already considered the GOAT of football, led Argentina to their first World Cup victory since 1986.
Of the world! At last! 36 years since Maradona and Mexico!
The championship game was widely acclaimed as one of the best of all time. In an interview following the game, Messi confirmed that he had no plans to retire, saying, I want to continue playing for the national team as a champion. If indeed he does continue playing football for the national team or his current team, Paris Saint-Germain, then he'll have been playing football for over 18 years when he plays his next professional match. Okay, once again, let's take a look at the timeline. Lionel Messi made his competitive debut playing for Barcelona on October of 2004. Since then, he's been playing professionally ever since. 2 days before the World Cup championship game between Argentina and France last year, Messi announced that he would be retiring and the championship game would be his final one. But then, when Argentina played France on the 22nd of December 2022, they won. And after Argentina's victory, Messi then announced that he would not be retiring and planned to play on for his national team as a champion. So if indeed he does continue playing for his national team, Argentina, or his current team, Paris Saint-Germain, by the time he plays his next game, he'll have been playing professional football for over 18 years. Okay, here's another example, but in the negative. By this April, I won't have been smoking for 1 year. So this sentence tells us that I quit smoking last year, April 2022. And by this April, April 2023, I won't have been smoking for exactly 1 year. So let's take a look at some dialogues that show how the future perfect continuous is used in everyday conversation. Matt and Ben have a conversation at the office about a Christmas bonus. Hey Ben, would you happen to know if I'm eligible for the Christmas bonus everyone's been talking about this year? I think so. Won't you have been working here for a year by December? Yes, by my calculation, I'll have been working here for exactly a year by December. Great. That means you'll be eligible for the Christmas bonus. Jalu and Amy talk about dinner. Hey, Amy, I'll have been working all day when you arrive tonight, so I don't think I'll have the energy to cook dinner.
Hi, Jalu. Don't worry. Let's just order takeout when I get home.
Jamal and Dave talk about the championship game tomorrow night, and if their point guard, Jamie, who's been on vacation for 1 week and hasn't been able to attend practice, will be ready to play. Hey, Dave, you think Jamie will play well tomorrow, considering he hasn't practiced with us for a week? Oh, yeah. If I know Jamie, he'll definitely have been practicing on his own, especially before a big game like tomorrow. Okay, guys, here's a little quiz for you, just to make sure that you've understood what you learned. Good luck. Okay, an important thing to take note of is while the action being described by the future perfect continuous tense can begin at any time, it has to end in the future. If the action doesn't continue into the future, we would instead use the present perfect continuous tense or the past perfect continuous tense. So take a look at these examples to compare the three perfect continuous tenses. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. More importantly, I hope you learned something new. Feel free to subscribe if you found value in this lesson. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.